Hello, everyone. This podcast is Unrelatable. My name is Caroline Vane, and we have a very special guest today. Not only is this a very special guest because she's a very special person, but this is our first time meeting, and season 1 is obviously a lot of kind of shaping my life as a host and trying to get you guys comfortable with me and listening to what I have to say and blah, blah, blah. Who is this girl? But I came across Bridget's story and I was so inspired by her, and we're kind of on the tail end of season 1 right now. And I was like, you know what? Let's make an exception for this person because she is interesting and has a great story to tell. And I think it correlates with everything that we talk about on this show. And so, yeah, this is Bridget.
Caroline,
So nice to meet you.
I love you already. I'm like, are you kidding? My heart is beating so fast.
Dude, it is so true. I think
we're here, we're meeting. This is real. I'm so excited.
It's awesome. Yeah. And I think also it's just like one of those things where we kind of briefly touched on it on the phone when we were talking.
Yeah.
So for context, we were connected through a mutual friend that you don't even fully really know her that well. Like,
yes.
It's like, it was like I saw this video and then I was going to just reach out to you, but I saw that we had a mutual friend and she also kind of has worked in this space. And so she connected us, and it was like we have, I think, a couple people in common, but for the most part, like we've lived totally separate lives.
Yes.
And, I think the best way to, be doing this is literally just like our intersections happening literally right now on camera.
And first time meeting.
Yeah. And I think it's great, especially because, we are both in the kind of beginnings of our journeys as young women. And I obviously want to get into why I was so inspired by you. But yeah, do you want to just kind of like introduce yourself and talk about like where you're from? And
yes, I'll do a quick intro. Hi guys. I feel like I do so much social media content, but it feels a little weird to just be like talking freely. Like
it's very
no
strange.
Editing, no anything, just like a conversation. I'm like, I don't know how to do this, but I do.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
Well, you can do it better than me because I've never even done that before.
No, you're killing it. I'm
Thank
like,
you.
how do you, this is awesome. And you're like made for this. Like, I'm like, Caroline is slang.
Thank you.
But yeah, I moved to LA about a year and a half ago. And I'm originally from New York, and I went to University of Arizona. I've always loved the West Coast. Like, I grew up in New York, never feeling super comfortable there for some reason. Like, I always felt like...
Were you always this tan?
No.
Okay, so you weren't tan in New York?
No.
Okay.
If you see a picture of me in high school, I am, like, pasty.
Really?
Like, literally pasty.
Maybe there's hope for me then.
No,
look how freaking white I am.
No, I'm, like, an Irish girl, too.
Really?
Yes,
okay, great.
I am.
Great. Maybe
just
we'll
move near the beach. I live like literally a block away from the beach. It's amazing, and I'm in the sun.
That's amazing.
I run I'm always outside. I made it my goal to move to LA after college. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get a job. I am not moving home. Like, I do not feel aligned in New York.
Yeah.
And I will do anything it takes to not go back. So that's what I did. And
fuck it.
I know.
And she has the California tan. And the California girl doesn't even have a tan. So that's great.
And
I'm not going to get over it. Because you fully look like you just came out of a suntan.
Really?
I was like, oh my God, I'm going to look like a sheet. Jackson's laughing because he's also pale. Love you. But, okay, so when did you graduate, by the way?
I graduated 2 years ago. I'm like, I feel like I can say post-grad, and now I'm like,
24 or 25?
I'm 22.
What?
Yeah.
When you graduated college when you were 20?
I graduated college at 21. So I graduated last May, so almost 2 years ago.
Oh my God, you're 22?
I'm 22.
I don't even know I'm 24. I shouldn't even be saying that.
I know,
but,
I'm like, guys. Also, I'm like, New York, the cutoff is weird. Like, I'm young. I like learned my ABCs too fast and something. Now I'm too young.
So you graduated, did you graduate high school at 17 then?
Yes. So I was in college at 17. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's the West.
Those are such, like, I think the years of the high school years and the college years are so like massive for like figuring out who you are, and like those are the years that like you really go through the trenches of like what's my purpose.
Yes. And okay, so back to like I get to LA. I again immediately felt so at peace here.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, like a lot of people struggle with LA, and obviously I've had my struggles here too, which we'll get into. But the second I moved here, I was like, I feel at home without even being here. Like, it was my second time in LA. And I was just like, this is my place. I've never felt so aligned. And I got my dream job at a talent agency.
That was right out of college.
Right out of
hired.
college, on a manager's desk. She was an awesome manager. It was like my dream job, like dream position out of college. It was awesome, and I learned so much. And I met a lot of people through that. And I also learned a lot about myself, a lot of skills. Like, I now say I can do any job. If I was thrown into any job, I could figure it out. Because that was the hardest thing I've ever done, but the most rewarding. And I learned so much about myself.
Entertainment and being an assistant. And
I know. I'm like, you get it.
And checking emails. And I mean, I firsthand had to watch my mom go through so many assistants because it's either you get it and you're good and you can do it, or you're not.
And honestly, in the beginning, I was like, am I going to get fired? Like, I was right out of college, which most people are a little bit older to be a coordinator on a desk. So I was like, I didn't know what I was cut out for. Like, I did not feel prepared.
Yeah.
But I just figured it out and like pretended and didn't tell anyone my age, which is something I recommend. Yeah. And just killed it. And then it's like, age is just a number. And if you're like the best assistant, no matter what age you are, like, people respect you. And I'm really proud that I feel like I got to that point.
Yeah.
And I quit my job a month ago.
You were there for a year.
A little over a year. Yeah.
I think it's so interesting that you got this job, kind of made it your priority to be, sorry about the cat hair.
No. I'm like, I'm not this strong, guys. Like, my arm is like killing me.
I feel so bad to say this out loud, but Sophia kind of just potentially had to rub my shoulders because they hurt so bad.
No, I'm like, how are you doing this? This is Caroline's like this is like her third time filming today.
We're
I'm like,
doing,
my arm.
Yeah, no, it's, you'll feel it. You'll feel it tonight for sure. Just take an Epsom salt bath. I think it's interesting that, you know, you did get the job and you did make it happen for yourself, but then making a decision with no plans. And you seem, you know, very put together, and you have, you know, your goals and your ideas for yourself. And I mean, you even like writing notes down, and you're very like prepared, even just to like, you know, as this, obviously this podcast is a little bit more like kind of wanting people to feel at home and wanting people to feel relaxed and comfortable, and like they're literally hanging out in the room with us, which if you don't, then we're gonna have a slight problem. But how did you confidently make a decision without having a plan?
Yeah. Well, I would say it might not have been like 100% confident. Like, there was always part of me that was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, did I just throw away an amazing opportunity to like potentially get a promotion within the year and become a manager, which literally had been something that I had been working towards all of college.
Right.
You know,
you wanted to be a talent manager.
When I got there, I was like, I will do anything to get to the top. Like, I wanted to be a manager from day one. And everyone knew it.
For and of who and what?
I wanted to work with digital talent, sort of like the talent that I have become now. Right. Doing wellness, fashion, health, all of that. I was like, I want to be on the management side. And I was like, I sort of realized, or at the time, I thought I realized I want to be creative for myself. I don't want that to be my job. I'm really good at like business-oriented things, and I will keep that as my job. And then I'll continue doing creative things on my own. And then I thought that for a long time. And then months went by, and I realized I actually really like being creative every day and not being behind a laptop. Sorry, I blanked on the word.
You're there. Like the desk in
I'm
the
like,
office.
Wait, I forget what a laptop
is. The PTSD hitting you. You're like, right. That.
No, literally.
Yeah.
And then I was also really good at being creative, and I felt like what I was doing, it didn't feel aligned. So back to your question. What was the question again?
How'd you do it without knowing what happens tomorrow?
I think I've built up a confidence in myself that I know whatever I put my mind to, I'm going to do. and I'm going to do it well and I'm going to succeed. And I know that so deep inside of me. And I have days, like I said before, like I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Did I make the right decision? Like, it's not 100%.
Right.
But I truly have reached a point where I'm like, I know anything I put effort into, and I believe this is for anyone, by the way, not just me.
Yeah.
Anything that I put effort into wholeheartedly and have a strong purpose behind, it will be successful. And we will all figure it out.
Yeah.
And I just kept telling myself that.
I think, first of all, I completely commend you. And I think, like, even the, like, 30-second video I saw, like, I don't know how in the universe that found me, but it did. And I was like, where the fuck is this girl in the world? Because I need to figure out what's going on. I resonated with you 1,010 times because of the kind of person I am and the outlook I have.
Yeah.
But being young and having that outlook is so rare. And I think, you know, it's taken lots of conversations with myself, lots of conversations with friends, conversations with therapists, watching TV shows, listening to podcasts. I mean, it takes hours upon hours. It's like your own 10,000 hours of being an expert on yourself. Being able to say at 22 years old, sitting in front of a camera and being like, I wholeheartedly, confidently believe in myself, is such an amazing, amazing accomplishment. And I think it's far more amazing of an accomplishment than getting promoted to be a manager at in their office building.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed.
And
yes.
I do think that for me, those realizations have come out of traumatic events, whether that's losing a loved one or being diagnosed with an illness or, you know, having a friendship fall apart. And I feel like different traumas have taught me different lessons, which have given me that kind of more realization and more confidence in myself. Did you feel like there was a moment in your life that, you know, whether that was like friendship problems or, you know, awkwardness or, you know, maybe like just dealing with a traumatic event of some sort kind of gave you that realization, or was it just you kind of growing into your own?
I think that's so interesting how you're saying it, because you found it in a different avenue. I think for me, I kept proving myself right. So anytime I set a goal, I made it happen. And there's no timeline on these goals. It's like, I mean, you can put a timeline on it, but at the same time, it's like things are going to sort of happen when the universe wants them to happen. I believe
in that, yeah.
And you can't always pick and choose. But anytime I put my mind to something, I did it and I figured it out. And I either, you know, succeeded at it or I failed and I learned something. And then it brought me to something even bigger and better.
So I mean, it's not necessarily trauma per se, but you had just different events of giving yourself life lessons. I think it always comes down to different lessons and always comes down to different challenges.
Agreed.
I wouldn't necessarily call it trauma.
Yeah.
I think some people kind of just look at different traumatic events in their lives, but different stages of your life. Like, I always knew I wanted to be creative.
Yeah.
In college, I thought I wanted to manage artists. I thought I wanted to run a record label. And then I was like, wait, I like to make my own art. There's no way I can go manage another artist while also managing my own career. I can't make music that I wholeheartedly believe is better than her music.
Totally.
Because how am I going to be doing that? Like, how are you going to be managing this girl's career, but then genuinely believing that your content supersedes hers and his and theirs? And
100%.
So I completely understand, like, what that mindset means. And, like, coming from the position of, like, yeah, managing creators is amazing. It's cool to be able to, like, help them and whatever. But, like, how am I going to be able to manage them when I have this now kind of idea of a trajectory for myself?
Yes.
And finding the passion, you know?
And going off of that, I've realized I think there's a lot of managers that secretly, maybe deep inside of them, want to be talent.
Yeah.
And that's okay, but I really think, like, in order to be the best manager possible, you need, sorry, but I will stand by this. You need, and there's a very specific type of person that is an awesome manager, and I know a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I think to be the best manager possible, you need to have no ounce of wanting to be on the other side.
For sure.
When I first started my job, I had that. And I was like, I am creating content for fun. That is it. And then when that little thought trickled in of, wait, I can do this and I can make money and I want to have my own personal brand and I'm really proud of the things I'm doing, how can I show up for other people in a fully like no jealousy,
Not in the
no
back of your
envy?
mind being like, oh, that
Yeah,
brand should have worked with me.
exactly.
Or that opportunity probably would have been better if it were
Yes.
my brand instead of
And
their
the
brand.
second that that hit me, which was about 4 months before I quit my job, I said, I can no longer do this to the best of my ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could do both, but I wouldn't be doing both fully authentically, and I wouldn't be the best manager possible, and I wouldn't be the best creator possible
Right.
either.
You need to, it's one of those things where I actually had a brunch one time with like, one of my biggest musical inspirations. I don't want to drop his name because this will be very obvious who this person is.
Yeah.
If you know who it is, you know who he is. But he has this head of A&R, and this guy's very well known in the industry. Come to find out, no one in the business likes this guy. He's a dick. He is super cocky. He grew up in LA. He just does not have a good rap in the business. And as a 21-year-old girl who really looks up to this guy that's mentored him and kind of helped him put him in the position he's in, I was like, I ran into him 3 different times on the street, and I knew who he was. I mean, it's not like you're walking down the street and you see like Lady Gaga. Like, I knew who the guy was. He's a big deal, but like not a random person would be like, oh, that's that guy. So the third time I saw him, I was like, okay, I'm going to go up to him, introduce myself, and that'll either be it or, but my goal is like, can I take you to coffee and ask you questions? He was cool with it. Took a month and a half of going back and forth to get the guy in person, even though it turns out he lives down the street from me. We meet, doesn't look me in the eyes, super cocky, and basically tells me that all of the things that I'm passionate about and all of the things that I want to do are impossible to do at the same time.
Wow.
And I didn't fully know what I wanted. I was 21 years old. I'm now 24. And that's changed tremendously. All the things I wanted to do then, not even remotely what I want to do now. But I had this idea and I was looking for guidance and I was looking for mentorship and I was looking for someone to say, look where I am, you can do that too. And this guy was like, you know what? You can't do 3 different things at once. Sorry. And I was like, fuck you. I'm going to go do that. And I figured it out. I figured out a way to like make those things happen for myself and to teach myself. And I felt like I was kind of just doing it in a way to like say fuck you to this dude. Come to find out, again, my intuition of this personality was completely right. But at the same time, people are always going to look at you and say, you know, you can't. You can't do those things. Those things are not, you know, you're not going to be able to pursue X, Y, and Z at the same time. Or
Agreed.
you can't be a creator full-time without a full-time job, you know? And so I think that this era we're living in right now is kind of giving us opportunity to rewrite a script for ourselves.
Yes.
And I was especially inspired by hearing the fact that you just didn't feel at peace with your life and that you were like, this is where my heart is and I'm going to follow my heart. I'm going to do something that makes me feel good. And you said, fuck what everyone else thinks and just did it, you know? And it is interesting to hear that it all came from within and that there was nothing pushing you, because I think for me, I need someone to look me in the eyes and say, you can't do that, for me to be like, I'm going to go do it. But the fact that like you're sitting there and finding those things within yourself also is like super like rare, you know?
Yeah, thank you. No,
of course.
I think we literally dictate our lives. Like we make things happen and no one else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Even if you have the best support system, like even parents, like they want what's best for us.
Yeah.
And they lean on the side of like playing it safe. Obviously. It's like they'd rather sometimes just like protecting their child.
Yeah.
Wanting, you know, okay, just be careful, maybe stay for a little bit longer, maybe wait until you're making like this amount of money to leave, which I get it. And I think that there is a sense of like you have to figure out what realistically works and paying your rent. But at the same time, like you are in charge of your life and just saying, hell yeah, let's do this. And having, I guess when I say I didn't have a plan, I didn't, but at the same time, my purpose and my why, I got really, really clear on that before I left my job, so that
You had that time to think about,
yes.
I'm making this decision with all of me and not
Yes.
95% of me. But you were like, you waited until you felt like you were confident enough to be able to step away and have this new journey. Aside from the fact that you're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to eat next week.
Literally.
Or where I'm sleeping next week. And even though like we're in this, wherever you live and but you gave yourself the time to like fully process it before just being like, let's just do this.
Yes. Although not that much time, but I definitely was like, I am ready to do this, and I'm just going to do anything until I succeed at it.
Right.
Even if that means getting a waitress job, which is awesome also.
Yeah.
Like,
and not gonna
even
lie,
if it means
also
doing
makes
$1 million
a lot of money too.
I actually was talking to a family friend of mine who is a lot older. She's like a grandmother to me at this point. And she said to me, Bridget, if I were in your position, if I was in my 20s, I would be overwhelmed with the amount of opportunity that there is for me in an amazing way. And she said this a few months ago when I was telling her I wanted to quit my job, and she said it was crazy, and she said, don't do it. And that's just an older generation and someone trying to save you from, your fears and just terrible things happening.
Right.
But she said that and something clicked, and I was like, there is so much opportunity. And we're taught that there's one way of doing things. It's internship, what your parents do, kind of like following that straight path. But there is so much opportunity. Like, you could go and get your pilot's license and become a pilot.
Yeah.
Then you could also be, being a waitress and then also doing social media on the side. And there's like literally a million things.
Well, you know what the best part of LA is, and I've always said this, is I understand the kind of city we live in. And even though I grew up here and I had a very, I'll say the word, but I had a very unrelatable upbringing.
Yeah.
I have always known that my Uber driver is here trying to make it in music, or the person serving me coffee is trying to be a news anchor. Like, it is, you never just go into it thinking that people are just here to be here. And I was actually at a restaurant recently, and in such a weird twist of events, my friend was coming to meet me, and he got in a car accident. So it took him a little bit longer to get there because someone sideswiped his Tesla. Super great. His Tesla's okay now. And so is he. But it's this restaurant called Pache, and it's up on Laurel Canyon. And it's amazing. It has so much history to it. Laurel Canyon is, a place where a lot of rock stars used to live in the 70s. And it's very kind of like old grunge rock, but like also like Hollywood Hills posh. Like, it has character to it. This restaurant specifically I'd never been to before, and I was really excited, and it was a work night. Anyways, I'm sitting there, and it's one of those places where they can't seat you unless your whole party's there. And there's only two of us. And I'm like, I want some fucking bread and sparkling
you're like,
water.
I need to sit.
Like, and so I'm sitting at the little table next to the host stand, and I just start talking to this girl that's at the host stand. And she's telling me that she's like out here modeling, and she's starting her music career. And I just have this whole conversation. I make a friend with a new friend.
Yeah.
Just like sitting there for 10 minutes. And I was just thinking about that because, it is kind of such a testament to all of our journeys, is also being able to step outside of our end goal and also being okay in a situation where, like, let's just say, like, you end up working at a restaurant, you could have so many opportunities come from that.
Agreed. You can run into like your future manager that signs you and then shapes your career.
Exactly.
Like, I've also realized that being in LA, it's such a space where it's more normalized. I think obviously I grew up in the suburbs of New York, so it was a little bit different, but very kind of like preppy area that I felt like all of my friends, and no shame to this either.
Yeah.
It's like one route. It's like everyone is in the corporate route. There's no one starting a company or, wanting to be an artist or this or that. And being in a space where you look around, and even like meeting you, I'm like, oh my God, there's another like entrepreneurial friend of mine that I can talk to you about things and that I don't feel crazy.
Right, but also it's so insanely crazy. Like, most of my friends I've just met in just such random sporadic ways.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I met one of my best friends now in a sauna at a yoga studio.
yeah, I mean, it's
we're
like
like both dripping sweat together there, and we're like, so how was the class? And then we
you just
became
meet
friends.
and you start talking. But it is really cool. And I told you this like the second we hopped on the phone. I was like, it's so cool and refreshing to see other young women doing this.
Yes.
And I think it's so, and I talked with Sophia, one of my best friends and manager. I wonder where she is right now. Hopefully having a great day, not sitting behind the camera. But we were also just talking about like how important and rare it is to have people that are really uplifting energetically around you.
Yes.
And that right now in my life, I have no need or use or want for anything other than that.
Agreed.
Even if they're not doing anything with their lives. Like as long as I have people around me that have that positive energy and mindset and make me feel uplifted all the time.
Agreed.
Like that's what you need. You don't want any energy suckers or leeches or parasite people. Kind of going back to like living in LA, and you haven't been here. You've been here about a year and a half, right?
Yes.
Okay. So being in this city and now not having that normal wake up, go to work, sit at a desk, kind of feel a little bit drained. Then after work, then you can do the things that you really want to do. Maybe have dinner, maybe do all the things you want to do. Now you get to wake up and just have the whole day. What does that look like now? Like, does every day look different? Or like, example, like next week, what do you have on your books? Like, what does it look like for you now?
So every day is so different, and it's so amazing because I felt like going into an office doing the same thing, even though my job had a lot of moving different parts, I was like, I can't live like this.
Yeah.
So I love every day is completely different. My calendar, I pretty much plan it like the week of.
Okay.
It's like whatever pops up, and things pop up. Like I have, meetings that come up and networking. I love connecting with people. So I have like meetings in a week, just meeting other creators, networking, agencies, like just connecting with people in the industry and prioritizing wellness and my body and myself. And I think that's something I was not able to do with a full-time job.
Yeah.
But you now have all of this freedom. You prioritize your life. And now it's like your mind and soul and body. If you want that to be number one priority, it can be.
Yeah.
And it's like you have all the time in the world.
What does your life look like now that you're not doing kind of the 9-to-5 job?
I love working in coffee shops. So I will literally go into a coffee shop, sit, and I feel like I'm meeting people all around me now.
So do you just like go sit next to a new person and start talking?
Yes. And it's incredible. And I would go to coffee shops with a full-time job, but I didn't have this open aura that I feel like I do now because I am not stressed. Like, yes, I have up and down days, and I'm like, oh, how am I going to get this and pay this? And that all is just what happens in the beginning. Yeah. But I walk in somewhere and I'm just like, I feel like I can be open.
Yeah.
I can spare an hour and have an awesome conversation with someone else trying to build a business. Right now, I'm managing my own business, and I have like friends in the industry that I kind of work here and there with, which is awesome. Yeah. And I love them. And I feel like they're all kind of my managers. Like I can go to them if I'm like, oh, my content strategy, can you help me? I don't want to reach this demographic. Like, they really help me do that. And they're like a core for me. But right now, I manage my business. I'm still so small and literally week 4. So it's a lot of me reaching out to people, pitching myself, telling my story, which I think more people need to do, because the second you start telling your story, whether that's online, sharing it with friends and family that you think know you but don't really know you, things start to happen and opportunity starts to arise. So
I could not agree more. I think in terms of like flipping the script just a little bit and talking about, the kind of trying to be able to keep my own peace, but also having the 9-to-5 job and kind of doing both.
Yeah.
Obviously, it goes without saying that it can be extremely mentally draining. I'm very thankful that I have like a hybrid situation where I can do both.
Good.
I am constantly checking in with myself.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I'm very focused on like inner peace and surrounding myself with friends and family members and all, everyone around me. Like I really want to make sure that those people keep me up all the time.
Yeah.
I think that the fact that you're really able to like kind of make that your whole priority right now is so amazing and rare. And I mean, yeah, I think like you are kind of like the maker and the decider of how
Yes.
your week's gonna go, how your
And
life's gonna go, how your day's gonna
feels
go.
incredible. Like
Yeah.
it really feels incredible, and I wish it upon anyone.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, when I meet someone, for example, like you have a full-time job and you're also working on these amazing projects, multiple projects.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm always like, think about all of those hours right now you're spending working on growing someone else's business.
Yeah.
And maybe doing something that doesn't necessarily line up with your values and what you really, really want to do and your purpose. Think about those 40 to 60 hours all going towards what you really want to do. And that thing that you're working on outside of work, when I thought about it like that, I was like, holy shit, if I got all of those hours and poured it into something that I was truly passionate about and something that I was so confident that if I did everything I could to make it happen, it would happen, then that was a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a dream come true. And I think that would be my goal as well.
Yeah.
I really think that, I'm in a position right now where I'm investing every minute when I am at work and when I'm not at work, I'm investing in myself. Even the money I make at work, I'm investing in myself. And I recently I hit this wall and I was like, fuck, I don't have as much money as I want right now. And I was like, first of all, I shouldn't have as much money as I want right now at all. But I'm talking about just the bare minimum. And I was like, you know what? I didn't say that. My friend said that to me. She's like, you know what, Caroline, you're investing in yourself right now. You're investing, you're financially investing in you. And so you should be proud of yourself because she works in music and she's like, these artists are investing 5 to 10 times more money in their careers than you, and they're nowhere near where you are. And you should be proud of yourself for that. And I think that kind of made me recognize, okay, you know what, like this is not forever. The position I'm in right now is a building block. And I think for me, like I have put my eggs in different baskets. So it's kind of a, different way of thinking, but I'm like, okay, there's all these things that I love and I can't pick one. Fuck that guy that told me I had to pick one thing.
Yeah.
I hope he's having a great fucking time in his career. But I didn't want to pick one thing. And I am allowing myself to invest in numerous things and see what works and what doesn't work.
Totally.
And none of those things are soul kind of projects. They're things that can grow and blossom into different things and that are not only for me but for other people.
Yes.
No,
one thing when I was growing up, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, especially having like parents that had, great careers and just had this one straight shot. It was kind of like growing up, I remember I did a million different things. We were talking about this. Like both of us were like on the lacrosse team one year, really good at it. And then we're like, honestly, I'm over it. I'm switching sports. I am learning the ukulele. Like the randomest things, instruments, music, art.
I played
sports,
every instrument.
Literally, same. And nothing would really stick. But the funny thing is, it's like you would be pretty good at everything. Or
I literally
things.
was like a star athlete when I was a little kid.
Exactly.
My parents like tell me these things. They're like, you're the fastest kid in your class and you were the da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, but you quit it. And I'm like, but that was never the thing.
Exactly.
It never was the
and
thing
you
for
needed
me.
to try out all of these different things.
Yeah.
And I did too. And whoever's watching this does too. Like you need to start and stop a million different things for you to figure out what you truly enjoy and what you want to focus on.
Yeah.
And I know for myself and a lot of people, like I am a very multifaceted person. I think you are too. I think people with entrepreneurial mindsets are very much like, working on a million different things at
Yeah, I
the
mean,
same
I'm a
time.
creator, but I'm a business person, and
Yeah,
that's okay.
it's like creative business people
Yeah,
are
exactly.
like, there's a million different projects, and
Right.
that's how our brains work. Some stick, some don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that should be celebrated a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I remember every time I quit something or kind of like pushed it to the side, I felt really bad about it. And I think that stopped me from maybe starting other projects
Yeah.
at a certain point in my life. But now it's like, no, celebrate when something starts.
That was
and
just a fire and you trying to figure out where it belongs,
Exactly.
you know?
And that all brings you to where you are, where you will be in the future,
Right.
doing something, finding that thing, and then also like creating a bunch of other things off of that one thing.
I do think that, you know, it for people that don't know what their thing is, actually one of my guests and really good friends and creative collaborator, Emily, she's incredible. She's a writer, she's a comedian. She's just fucking hilarious and super confident in who she is. But what she did last year for 2023 as her kind of New Year's resolution is trying 23 new things.
I love it.
And this year is 24 new things with loved ones. So 24, like she did fencing, she did burlesque dancing. She's trying all these different like fencing. Like she's literally doing all these just totally random things, trying to just learn and put herself in new places and positions. And I think for people that don't know, like, what's my thing and where do I belong, you know, I think just taking in the things around you. Mm-hmm. I mean, even if that's literally going online and looking up what are things to do in LA or what are some classes that I can go take and just going and doing something new.
I know, challenging yourself, starting.
Yeah.
Like everyone is afraid to start. And once you start, it opens up so many doors.
Right.
And it leads you in all different directions.
Right.
And it's just like putting your foot on the gas. You don't need to know exactly, like, even what you want to do that day. It's just like do something, see where it goes. Were you always this like outgoing? Because right now on camera, like, I feel like I'm in such a safe space. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because you just carry yourself in such like a confident way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, were you always like this as a child?
So I'll say, like, I think this part of me would come out with the people that I was very comfortable with. Yeah. But, like, what I was going to say is, like, the 16-year-old me would have been mortified that the girls in my high school would be watching this, or the kids in my middle school would be watching this, or people that knew of me in this city wouldn't watch this, or the people in the college sorority that didn't let me into the sorority would have watched this. And I think as an adult, like, kind of reflecting on all of the insecurities I had and all of the kind of things that I would always like worry about and stress out about and overthink, it always, and this is kind of fucked up to say out loud, but in hindsight, I think the things I was the most insecure about were the things that now I'm the most proud of. Yes. And I think that the fears I had and the things that I loved were things that I felt like I was constantly being judged over. And now I've gotten to a point where I can't say I don't care, because of course I do, and of course in the back of my mind, like, putting something out and being so vulnerable, you're always going to wonder what people have to say about it. Yeah. But now I've gotten to a point, and you'll see it. I mean, in the kind of like, there's a big arc where you can kind of see. Even the first time I sat in front of a camera, I had a really kind of hard time trying to figure out like what I'm doing. What are you doing? And now I'm at a point where it's just like, I know who I am. I think the comfortability comes with a lot of like self-reflection and a lot of knowing that there's always going to be people, you know? I mean, it's like you go click on the post on Instagram and see 20 people sent your post and you're like, who are those people?
Always.
But guess what? You know what? In the back of your mind, I think my first reaction is people are sending that and judging and making a comment about this shirt or the way I'm smiling or did it. And I'm like, you know what? First of all, how do you even know those people are being mean? What if those people are saying something nice about you?
Yeah, I always tell my friends, I'm like, guys, it's good when you get sends. It means people are talking and good things about you.
Even if they're not, then I guess, and this is what I've heard, it's like bad press is press, you know?
I agree.
So whatever. And I'm going to continue to do it and say the things and put the art out, and people can say whatever they want about it. And I think the more you do it and the more you practice, the more... Yes. you're kind of just like cool. And I think, you know, the more I continue to put myself out there, the more I'm very sensitive, I will say. And I take these little things to heart. And
see, it's so funny because I mean, this is our first time meeting, but like I wouldn't always think you were sensitive.
Oh my God, and I'm sure so
like
sensitive.
Viewers, like listeners too, like they wouldn't expect it because you're so strong and your personality is just so like out there and confident. Yeah. So it's always funny when I meet people that are so strong that are like, no, I'm so sensitive. Like no, I get so offended. I'm like,
and
what?
I'm so like, yeah, I mean, I love hearing that, and I really obviously appreciate that, and thank you for saying that. But yeah, I mean, I am so sensitive.
Yeah, and it's like justice for the people that
everyone's constantly thinking like, what do they think of me? Like, am I talking too loud, or am I saying too much? And you know what? That's normal and that's human, and it's totally fine. What's next for you? And if you don't know, that's totally fine, as we've obviously kind of made clear that sometimes we just don't know what's next, and that's okay. But do you have an idea of kind of where you want to go and where you want to be, and your goals for the future?
Yeah, so my purpose, I'll start with my purpose, is creating spaces of authenticity for people to feel safe. Mm-hmm. And with that, also inspiring and motivating people that things are possible. Like anything you put your mind to is possible. I don't really know exactly where I want to be or what I want to be doing. And I'm just fully open to all opportunity. But what I do know is I love inspiring and motivating people and showing them and being an example that they can do anything they put their mind to, and there are other options, and like following your passions and your purpose, it works. Like, and I feel like I am an example of that, and I just want to keep sharing that like if you're unhappy in your life right now, there are options.
So many people, I mean, for example, like my dad has been an entertainment lawyer. He's run an animation company. He's gotten into politics. He's had a marketing company. He's done so many different things that are so different. And it's truly a testament to like just being someone that's following your dreams as you go.
Yes.
Deciding things maybe aren't for you.
Agreed.
And that's totally fine. And I do think that like you don't have to be 40 something and have a bank account full of money and a previously successful career to do that. You know, like you can make decisions that feel right for you.
Yes. I'm really just going where the wind takes me, but I think that like purpose and passion of mine will lead me in the right direction. And I think anyone that has that, like eventually it will. And I would love to just help others do the same. Like do what I'm doing right now, taking a risk and being like a mentor and someone that you can go to, whether it's like my page or me, you know, on Zoom or whatever that might be. Like providing services and things and support that like it's okay to not know what the hell you're doing.
I really love that you have made a decision for yourself, but you also have this goal of trying to inspire other people, because I was immediately inspired by you. And I was like, I want to be able to, first of all, share a story. And second of all, like, have a new friend out of it. And people that I just felt so like connected to your story. And I didn't even know, I knew nothing about you. All I knew was like, you're doing something for you. And I'm so inspired by that. And I love that. And I think that people are going to really resonate with you.
I truly believe all of us are on this earth to serve others. And obviously we need to fill up our cup first to be able to do that. But it's like, I want to create this platform and this personal brand, obviously, that just inspires people. But my main focus is like, okay, how can I serve others? How can I help others? How can this make a huge impact, like on as many people as possible? So that's like my long-term mission. And however that manifests, I am open to it and like beyond excited.
You know, it really is a testament though to like who you are as a person and like your strengths and your genuinely believing in yourself. And I think it's truly amazing for being 22 years old and having the mindset that you have. And you know, it's so cool to be able to see other women that are like in that position.
Yes. And Caroline, you are fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Like, I love your energy. I feel so amazing and safe. Like, I'm like in your house right now, you know? And I just feel like so appreciated.
Yeah.
And this girl is awesome, guys.
Thank
I'm like,
you.
you have a really
Thank
good
you.
host because I am like obsessed with you as a friend.
Thank
and
you.
like, I look up to you so much.
I
Like, you are
appreciate
killing
that.
it and
well,
such
I
a
look
strong
up to
woman.
you too.
Amazing.
Women supporting women, everyone. You guys, thank you for tuning in to this. And obviously, follow Bridget on everything and follow her story. And hopefully we will have her back for more.
Hell yes.
And best of luck to you. And
Thank you.
congratulations for making a massive life-changing decision.
Thank you. Love you already.
Cheers.
Cheers.